Thumbnailing.
Warm up, warm up, warm up.
Oh, yeah, which means gotta spam.
Yeah.
It loads on Facebook so much faster.
But it's so much clearer. On YouTube.
Yep, less buggy.
As always, if you are watching, please comment so we know you're there.
Yeah, we're just sharing with friends.
Super shiny.
Shiny.
Look like a synthezoid. No, not so much there. Material. Hey, Lar. Hope you'll join us for today's episode. We're just giving it a few minutes before we officially start.
Yeah, today's not, it's a Sunday. We're taking a chill again. And it's another, just a check-in episode. We were talking about this earlier during our online RPG call with friends. Like, yeah, we feel like a lot of people not having a great October, I think. And then, yeah, so kind of we'll talk through that. And then these check-in episodes, I don't know, we don't have a specific flow for it. We just end up talking about our day, our weekend, and sort of what we've been thinking about. So I guess these are the vloggiest episodes we do.
Yeah.
Of all the episodes.
Today's shirts, which we've worn before, are Georgia's Aturna shirts. Yeah, they're. Yeah. Sadly, I don't think they're available online. If we do ever learn they're available again, we will be sure to mention it.
Yep. Yeah, and then hey, feel free to if you just joined, please say hi so that we can see you're there. I'm cracking up again at that old joke about online conference calls being modern seances. Hello, can you hear me? Are you there?
Give us a sign.
Give us a sign. Is someone with you? So yeah. Let us know. I am stirring hot chocolate, keto friendly, of course, to go with today.
My nose is extra irritable.
Always, because it's a show.
Yeah.
But wow, guys, 60 episodes. We've been doing this a lot. It's really become one of our pseudo social efforts.
Our ways to connect.
Oh, Pico's here. David's here. Hello. They're on.
Hello.
They're over on YouTube. That's okay. Do they? And then Jay. Hello, Jay. Pico's having ginger tea again. Is that an every night thing? Do you always have ginger tea? We have some too. For it's quite comforting, especially like if you're feeling slightly under the weather with your throat and whatnot. Then yeah, have some ginger tea.
David says 60 episodes is already 5 seasons on a normal basis,
or 10 series if we're British. Yeah, it's an almost every night thing.
Yes.
We didn't have one yesterday because yesterday we were focused on the OBAR event. A lot of Wednesdays we end up skipping because we have a vampire game on Wednesdays.
And admittedly, we only have to skip because the game schedule hits the time slot. Like today we had a game, but we didn't have to skip having an episode.
Yeah, and then I figured I don't know, it's like Uh, this weekend was good. Was good. Was different. It makes me think a lot of things.
So I guess we can officially start,
I guess we might as well start. I have not loaded the intro.
and that's okay.
One moment.
Timer
No,
starts.
not yet.
Timer starts now. This is Toby.
And this is
And
Rocky.
if it's your first time here, welcome to Baduy Pride, a little space on the internet where we talk about anything we want.
This is completely unscripted and not entirely accurate, but at least it's honest. Join us. We talk about everything and anything random live.
And if it's not your first time here, thank you so much for joining us again. As you know, we try to spend 30 plus minutes or so talking about something every time we have an episode. And
Yeah.
today's episode is another quarantine check-in.
How are you, ladies and gentlemen? How has your week been?
This is us just connecting, not necessarily talking about a specific topic, but we also encourage you in the comments to just bring up stuff you might want to talk about, to bring up how you're going through. You okay?
There was a cluster of like undiluted keto chocolate mix that just went in.
Feel free to share about what you might want to talk about in terms of how you've been handling the quarantine and the
Yeah.
lockdown. And, let's just all check in on each other right now. We currently have around 9 viewers, 8, 9, which is
8.
awesome. And
Always -2.
And yeah, so it
Hello,
was,
Mai. Hello, Mina. Hello, obstructed name. I mean, I know. I don't know if I should say who you are because you've mixed up your name. So anyway, yeah. So yeah. What do we want to start? Where do we want to start?
So we watched awesome shows over the last few days.
Yeah,
There was the
I don't know
Omar
if they were
show.
awesome. Okay, that was awesome. No, that was okay. It wasn't their best. I think it
Yeah,
wasn't their
that's
best.
true.
I think they're still trying to figure out their format for those online shows.
Mhm.
But I think before that, if we go chronologically, we went to the mall yesterday.
Okay.
I think that was big. I was checking our photos. So Toby and I have not gone to the mall together
Mhm.
since the 31st of July.
At most, I'd step out to do grocery
Yeah,
runs.
Toby does grocery on his own. I get supplies of my own, but we've never really gone like together
Mhm.
in a while.
Because we feel that's wrong. We feel we should, even if it's no longer the hard fast rule, we should try to minimize exposure so we don't go out together. We don't like spend time in the mall together.
Yeah. So we our most of our excursions are still tied to errands.
Mhm.
But I don't know, we just like let's do it. And our main purpose was still an errand. We needed to buy a new kitchen faucet
Mhm.
because the current one was dripping and it needed replacing.
Mhm.
And then we figured like a good, and then we had just gotten through a power outage. There was scheduled maintenance here yesterday, so we
Yeah.
didn't have power for at least an hour. And when you have an electric burner for food, then you can't cook.
Oh, and if ever you do find yourself having a scheduled power outage and you use a CPAP machine, it's a rude awakening. If you forget.
You stop getting air.
Pico says, been doing fine so far. This past week, kind of stressful due to the fact that the comfort of home means easy access and work-life balance situation.
Yeah, I mean, I get it that it's hard to like delineate between your work life and your
Yes.
personal life. That's always a little tricky when you're working from home.
Mhm.
Okay, so but yeah, we'll continue the story, right? So we go to the mall, and it was weird because upon arriving, so this is SM Aura, we had to park at B2 in the basement, and there was like very few slots left.
It was actually an effort to find a slot.
Yeah, so that meant there were a lot of people out, and that alone kind of freaked me out.
Mhm.
And it's weird, but it freaked me
After
out.
being, well, in the earlier parts of the lockdown, I remember I'd go to SM, and we would actually, whoa!
10 viewers. Hello, people.
Two guys celebrate 10 viewers. So yeah,
Okay.
I'd actually go to SM Aura, and I remember at that time the mall hours weren't really happening because it was only just the supermarket open.
Yeah.
So even people who arrived to park were parking in the admin area.
Yeah. And then
Because-
like normally they're reserved
because they
parking
don't
for
open.
tenants.
They didn't want to open parking, and now it's almost back to normal. They still have basement 3 closed.
Yes, basement 3 was closed. But
But-
then, yeah, they filled up most of basement
Mhm.
2. And that alone, like before we even got out of the car, it was like, oh my god, do we really want to do this?
Mhm.
And it's weird, right, to feel that way. Like you're not sure, a little uncertain, and you're
Mhm.
just wary about so many people. And and then I mean, and it's like stupid things like on SM, right? There are guides on that you should be on every. There should be 2 steps between you and the next person.
Mhm.
Then even though Toby and I are together,
We still
we
follow.
still distance each other, and then you still see all these other people clustered behind you.
Or like people who are obviously together, so they don't bother
Hi,
the
Nick.
distance, and it's frustrating because it's just frustrating. You'd like to think that we just all do our diligence and try to be safer for everyone else concerned, and sometimes it's not even specifically to follow the rules, but it's a Japanese adage of why don't you cross the street when there are no cars around, and the answer was because children might be watching.
Yeah,
And you want to be good examples to others, even if you don't know them, even if you have no connection to them. So like when you're in the mall and you have people clustering, and then you'll have some people who brought their kids, and as far as those kids are concerned, look at them, they're not following, so why should I follow?
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's that sort of frustration.
It's tricky. It's tricky. I mean, like, and then I mean, no one's perfect, right? We all do our little like indulgences. We kind of step outside of the strictest implementation of quarantine here and there. But yeah, malls are kind of freaky.
Mhm.
Um,
Hey
we
Mitch.
we found a new place to eat because the place we were targeting was already closing after lunch,
Mhm.
and then we were like only we were like one of 2 tables occupied in the restaurant.
Mhm.
So that felt okay. Although I was weirded out that they still sat us right next to
Another
table.
customer.
Like I guess it made it easier for them to like manage serving people.
Yeah.
But there was that I wanted more distance.
I get that the tables were far enough from each other to
Technically
be safe,
speaking, yes.
but since there wasn't really anyone else in the restaurant, you'd think they'd at least seat people in opposite sides until there was no
choice or
yeah.
something. So
I was
yeah.
I was still uncomfy, admittedly, because I still kept thinking it's in a closed aircon.
Yeah, I know. And I know it's like we see all these like infographics and animated GIFs and short videos illustrating airflow in restaurants and
Mhm.
stuff. And I don't know. It's like I just want to eat. But I don't know if it was like a good risk. But we still went for it. Lunch was okay. It was nice to like eat out for a change. And then then looking back, Toby and I have not dined in since July 31.
Mhm.
So it's like that was weird though. I mean, it's only now that I look back and like when was the last time we went out? And the months really fly by.
Yeah.
You don't think about it. You don't think about it.
And then I guess because people are trying to get back to a sense of normalcy. In the mall, I remember seeing there were some groups that it was a full family. It was the parents, their kids, and their dog. But they all were walking around with masks. And it always weirds me out that when you have a group like that, then you have the babies, which have no masks whatsoever. And I know it's because babies won't wear the masks.
Yeah, and then there's a relative amount of safety, blah blah blah.
Because they don't really hold things and the like.
Mm-mm.
But it still has that weird. Yeah, but what if someone walks by and coughs on the? I don't know. It's just those irrational fears, I guess. And
Nikki's like, I prefer al fresco now. I get that outdoor dining makes a bit more sense. I'm a person who sweats a lot and I hate sitting outdoors, but there's an appeal to just being more in open air.
Mhm.
Yeah, because like ang hirap lang din in online interactions lang. So yeah, just ooh, are we still there? Okay. We just got a prompt that says there may be a condition. So I hope it resolves. Oh no. Uh-oh. It's our video keep, but I don't know if we're connected.
I'm checking. Facebook is jittery, like super pixely.
I also forgot to like prioritize network traffic to me.
Yeah, they're also saying, is it me? They're kind of laggy.
One moment. Yeah, my network in there is red. Is it any better now? I've lost stream count.
Please comment if you are receiving us better. We try to readjust.
Hmm. I think it's our internet period. Still weird. Still weird. Test.
So choppy.
Stream length is increasing network connections. One moment. Hello.
We are robotic. Oh man. Okay, well, I guess whatever happened to the O-Bar show is now hitting us too. Okay, it's sounding a bit better.
Are we getting better now?
David.
I'm starting to see. I'm now up to 5. There's a weird like indicator in the corner na out of 10 possible network connections. So no, we're now up to 6. So that's good. So earlier we went down to 1.
Okay, it's sounding better. Pico and David confirm. Jay confirms. All right. Yes, we're back. So yes, we're still all in love. A brief moment of joy, then a slap of realization. What else? So we're already starting to really think this is gonna be Christmas.
Well, I think we knew that, but it's really like trying to accept it. Like admittedly, when we were out, I was wondering, oh my god, should we start thinking about Christmas shopping? But then like, when do I get to give gifts? You know, right? Should we just do digital? I don't know. So that's a thought. Then we had the O-Bar event last night, which was okay, which is fun. This because the O-Bar event is done in webinar mode where you can't see the other participants. We figured that we would set up a Google Meet for friends so that we could like talk while we were watching the show, which is tricky for some because then you have to juggle the audio and like because you have two like streaming thing going on, and then
so some friends like had the Zoom on, let's say, their laptop, and then they're watching the show on their phone or vice versa. Others just watched it in the same device, so that was kind of tricky.
Yeah. So, but it was generally nice for the few people who dialed in. It was nice because it kind of felt like we were sharing an O-Bar table. I think I made this reference on another topic before, but in general, it was nice.
We missed you, Nick.
Yeah, I mean the signal got weird for Nick later on, so he had to drop. And then we ended up because it reached the point that like because the O-Bar show had a lot of like raffle stuff that was going on.
We call them talkies.
Yeah, then we ended up just talking more amongst ourselves, and then the call just went going, and then I think we were starting to have more fun in the call than with the show, and then we just kind of focused on that.
So it was a lot of little fun games and stories and sharing, which was just a good feeling of connecting with people.
Yeah.
I like the fact that it reached the point people were just, okay, I'll just use the restroom, I'll be back, and we just kept going.
It felt very O-Bar. It felt like you're all together at a bar together, and then like I'll be right back. I'll just get a new drink. I'll just whatever. And it's a lot of friends. Like it's a lot of friends that I mean, like O-Bar friends and like whatever that we don't. In hindsight, we haven't been talking to as much, like or arranging video calls with as much over the course of quarantine, and I don't know why. I mean, I'm still processing that. We were talking about it again today, and like, was there a degree of denial that we didn't arrange as many online calls in the early quarantine because we figured that it could blow over and things would change and we would get out sooner than later. But then now it's like obviously not happening. So now we're like super enjoying the connection and talking. It helps. Yeah. What else, Toby? Somber. Sorry.
I'm starting to see an uptick in using courier or shipping options just to connect with people. Today, a friend mine sent some baklavas, which are really, really good,
Mm.
and it was nice. It was. It felt like it felt like a nice connection. My mom sometimes also tries to ship over fruit, and Rocky always has so much jokes about how there's so much fruit that
Yeah, his
enters
mom
house.
keeps sending fruit over. Because only Toby can eat the fruit, so it gets added to his queue of punishment carbs. Yeah. Um.
But yeah, I'm foreseeing stuff like that in the coming Christmas celebrations. We're in, you know, I don't know. We'll be like having someone zip back and forth with all these packages to send to this and that person.
Yeah, or arranging deliveries directly to people, and hopefully they're at least marked as gifts. So pseudo gift
Mhm.
wrapping. I don't know.
I know some people are planning events. They're like inviting friends over to celebrate in their homes and stuff, which I guess is easier to do when you have a house compared to a condo, because your only gate of entry that you might have to be concerned about is the subdivision entrance, if there is a subdivision entrance.
Yeah.
But it's your house, so you can just stuff people in and pretend no one saw you. um,
Yeah, in all transparency, it's like, because I was earlier there were comments like someone was trying to meet someone, didn't know where to meet. Yeah, we've been like we risk every now and then like one-off friends visiting, and then it's freaky. It's still freaky, and then you're still kind of, because the apartment's so small, there is very limited social distancing options, so we can't really invite groups or
mhm.
so it's like one person, and then we're like forming a triangle around the dining table.
And full disinfect, etc. mode.
Yeah, it's the weird, like the few times we have guests, and then we're like, I hope you don't mind. Like, can you shower when you get here? And then
We'll lend you clothes to wear. When
yeah, if you need to, but better you bring clothes, but then make sure they're not exposed. And
just
then,
so that
like,
they're not clothes from the outside.
yeah, and then it's just that.
Yeah, so Maya agrees. Definitely, we thought it was a temporary thing that will ride out or just get back to the same things again. Pico asks, what does a keto Christmas meal look like?
um, High in protein and fat.
So it's still pretty much what we're having
It's
now.
whatever I eat now. It's
But-
nothing special.
But we might, jazz it up with alcohol
or a keto cake or something.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm not particularly like, I don't really want a cake. I always feel obligated when I get a keto cake. Then I have to finish it in a short amount of time.
because they don't have sugar, so they don't have preservatives.
Yeah, and stuff. So yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know. And then like
Halloween, I don't know if there will even be a Halloween thing. I mean, I know there are like events and conventions now, but everyone's doing. I don't know. It just feels deflated.
yeah, we were like talking with a friend, and let's just dress up for Halloween. And then I don't know how it's gonna go out. We're just gonna dress up and run with it. So I don't know. It's an option, but then like it always feels like, what's the point of dressing up if you're not like going out to a party or other people will see you, right? So yeah. What do you guys do for Halloween? Do you have Halloween plans?
Zeki mentioned, yeah, usher them into the disinfection room.
Oh, we don't even usher. It's like we point and go.
Oh, mine is a steak. Steak is a good option for Christmas. Christmas keto meal.
Coincidentally, Toby tried ordering steak this week,
Mhm.
and delivery steak is not great.
Yeah,
I think it's better for us to cook our own steak, if ever.
which
Not
means
delivery.
which means finding a good pan, or just trying to cook it with our normal pans.
Yeah.
Screen blanked out for a moment. Yeah.
Facebook's always buggy. Facebook, I don't know. There's something wrong with the way Facebook interacts with Restream.
Mhm.
So, admittedly, YouTube is like more solid. So people have like digital Halloween dance parties. That's cool.
Hmm.
Um,
I suggest let's do something for Halloween. It's parents' Christmas. I know. I also want to do something for Halloween. I don't know. I just don't know how. I don't know. I mean, there's a part of me that wants to celebrate somehow, but part of me also wonders what type of costume to labor over, because It feels like such a it's a mistake.
Mm-mm.
It feels like such a lot of effort as well. JGD says my freaky fab MS Office via Microsoft Teams.
Yeah, so then it's like online events, right? So wait on the work.
Mhm.
I'm doing work on a Sunday.
Yeah, and then Trick or Treat's office. Oh, there was that person who was selling a Halloween inspired board game to play for people to play with their kids, which is an interesting idea.
Mm.
I hope they sold out because it was. I know it wasn't that complicated a board game. I'm sure it was a simple roll and move and trigger this and that. But it was still an interesting thing that at least some people can use that to have fun. So you make sure the Halloween event is still fun for the kids.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I gotta think about. I mean, before for the office, we would like have a pseudo family day and have allow kids to come over and
Mhm.
trick or treat at the office. And
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't know what parents are doing now. I don't admire. I don't envy the challenge you are undergoing to figure out how to do anything Halloween for your kids.
Mhm.
I'm not even touching. I'm not even touching. What's this? Um, November 1 type stuff. People visiting the dead. That's like the cemeteries are officially declared closed. They're gonna be closed like the week leading up to November 1. So it's really a year of distancing.
There's really loading issues happening. I can see Nick is buffering.
So it looks like we're I guess even the stream is like taking a break. So um,
And then what else?
a lot of good conversation with friends. I think recently, a lot of good online conversations, and just really thinking about what's important and whatnot. And then we've had this running theme of like friends that um, we were content with to see in certain venues. For example, OBAR friends, like people we game with, people we see at OBAR and hang out with. That's cool. But then there's a lot of things we don't know about them that we don't really take the time to find out. We have gaming friends that we meet for board games, but then we kind of just isolate them into our board game nights and then not really talk to them outside of that. Um, and then what else? But things like that. And then now with all these like online conversations, and then we don't have the distraction of a drag show to watch, or we don't have other stuff. Then it's just more time to talk and just get to actually know people better.
Mhm.
Like just the other night, like we had a long chat with Nico, and it was like one of those times I really like had to stop and like I don't know what your job title is these days. Like, what do you do, right? What do you do for work? And we talked about that and realized all this time we've never really talked about our respective occupations. We've been friends for so long, but we never really talked about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Noel, talking about we had a lot of fun last night because we played truth or dare and whatnot and ended up talking about a lot of stuff. That is true. That is true. I will also not reiterate what exactly we did. The dating episode on Friday, limited monetization. They did not approve, so it's okay. It happens. Yeah, it's fun, and it always. And I know I said this earlier in the quarantine that it feels weird to just try to invite people to a call, but then now it's like I think I'm feeling a lot more confident about it. I'm a lot more confident about just risking it and reaching out to people and like, hey, you want to schedule a call together, and then let's just hang out, and then you may or may not have your own alcohol, and we'll just talk, and maybe there's an activity, maybe not.
And then it's interesting also how we seem to be finding connections with people we don't really hear from before. It's,
Yes.
I don't know if it's just
Is that just us or it's a general thing?
we're in really really old friends from way back suddenly have become more visible again or have been more responsive to posts or stuff you release online. And I think it's just people are just so hungry to
For social
to
attention,
do
for social
more
interaction.
social connections, to because everyone's lives have now been so re reinvented
Mm.
that you're searching for doses of familiarity that you might, crave in a certain way. So I'm finding connections with old friends whom I didn't talk with much before, and I never really had a falling out with either.
Yeah, it's just that you weren't that close.
Mhm.
Period. It's not
Or
a bad
or they were
thing.
old schoolmates, or
Mm.
they were circles of friends from the earlier years. It's an interesting way that it's reconnecting. I like your PG approach, Noel, in that comment.
Yeah, and then like even just last night, like we kind of had the core group of people we invited, and then there were some other like latecomers. So like, can I join in? And
Mhm.
then I mean, like, sure, whatever, And at first, it was like, should we only talk to the people who are also watching the same drag show with us? And then, not really. And then, okay, then they just pulled in more friends who are actually friends of ours that we don't really talk to.
Mhm.
And it was just fun, and we had a lot of fun, and it was a weird mixing of different of friends of different backgrounds that maybe don't get to interact as
Mhm.
often, and the result was pretty good, I guess.
Yeah.
um, Alcohol helped, I'm sure. But yeah, it's just I guess take the advice there then is that maybe it's easy to discount the power of online interactions, but these days, given it's what we mainly have, don't be afraid to reach out more. Don't be
Yeah.
afraid to talk to people. Um, don't be afraid to reach out to people you don't normally talk to, and you just want to. I don't know. You're concerned about a post they made or things like that.
Mhm.
I think there's nothing to lose by reaching out more
Mhm.
to everyone in your social networks and just being a better friend, maybe being a better person.
Mhm.
What else do we?
Um, and I guess on the safe side, I guess be also observant or more conscious of what you do post in social media. Um, Only because nowadays gatherings can become issues or concerns. For others, it might even be something as simple as you open yourself up to scrutiny or criticism from others. And sometimes it's from very strange places, but it's because they're going through something and they're using you as the outlet.
Maybe or like and I appreciate there are people who are trying to explore staycation options out of town and
Mm,
stuff.
yeah.
And isn't it weird that you end up feeling guilty about going out because every time you post photos of going out like on a pseudo vacation, like you go to a isolated rest house in Laguna or something, and a lot of people get very paranoid, judgy, scared, whatever reactions, and I get it. I'm there with you. But at the same time, I think we'll just have to trust that everybody has evaluated the risks based on their own sense of
Mhm.
what they're comfortable with, and then they go with it.
Yeah.
So in the same way, like yeah, like we've had one or two close friends over, and we space them out by 2 weeks to make sure nothing happens.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, because it's just been too long, and you really want to just connect with people again.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think our life was as social as I thought it was, but I guess it was more. Everyone's life was a lot more social than we thought it was.
And there was that, forgot what it was called, the difference between asocial and antisocial.
Maybe, yeah,
Because
right.
a lot of people say, no, I'm not really a social person, I'm antisocial. But in truth, you're just a little bit more asocial than antisocial. You like it in small doses or you like it in controlled situations. You get tired very quickly when people with stronger energy presences are in your
Mm-mm.
vicinity.
Noel appreciates our online stuff. That's nice. I super enjoy them too. And then I always feel like uh, and not to this is no like I don't know, but no, I super appreciate you and any call because I feel like no matter who comes in, like the together we're able to like have fun, right?
Mm-hmm.
We keep everybody feeling welcome, and then we just have fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Pico agrees that maybe inviting someone to calls actually helps you to know one another on a concentrated basis. Yeah, because it's like again, there's nothing else to distract you. You're not watching a movie together. You're not you're not watching a show together. it's just the two of you and there's nothing else.
Mhm.
And these online conversations can be pretty great. And not just chat, like just get on a video call and literally like just see each other and quack for a while. Jobo says that quarantine period passes by day. People are starting to find their own ways to adapt when it comes to traveling, work, going out.
That's true.
Yeah, yeah. And then as the government is forcing the economy to reopen, I don't know. It's like it's this weird like trying to get back to normal, but it's not normal because there's still COVID.
Mhm.
Um, no answers, anyone. No answers. So
But
yeah.
basically, I guess to close, um, we're doing fine.
we're okay.
We could be better in the sense that there are a lot of frustrations still. There's still a lot of stressors, but we're doing okay. We're doing fine.
Mitch says we can extend a bit because we had a technical issue. that's that's fair. That's fair.
yeah.
I also have some work I gotta do, so we can't stay too long.
But we hope you're doing fine as well. We hope you are also finding ways that are comfortable for you or that are hitting those. Uh, I don't know what to call it, but it's basically
checking the boxes.
yeah. Everyone has those little things that they need. So for some people, it's the need to do something an activity. They need to walk. They need to get out. They need to exercise, or they need to.
Yeah, I know there are some people who are itching to travel, like because travel is such a big part of your life, and then you haven't been able to do it so long. Then what do you do, right? So there are some limited options that are available in like nearby provinces. Assume that for any of these, you will have to get at least a rapid test or a swab test to show when you make your bookings and stuff, which is a pain in itself. But that's our current reality. That even just checking into a hotel for a staycation requires you present medical documentation of your state of health at the point of testing.
And then there's a lot of pampering services that are starting to be available. So people can get haircuts, people can get pedicures.
I need a pedicure foot spa, but I don't know if I want to do it.
Yeah.
I'm still scared. It's so weird.
So it's all these little things. I mean, I know Ace Hardware and the like are always so filled with people because people are now starting to buy those home foot spa machines, and
there's a lot of DIYing going on, I think, based on the number of people we saw at Ace. And we had to go to Ace for the faucets. So it was really like, we got into the aisle with the faucets, and there were like 4 other people clustered into the aisle, and like, oh God, I just want to get it. And yeah, we kind of stayed on the edge, and then when they're done, like we swooped in.
Nick says, create content. Yeah, admittedly, I've been having trouble doing that for the last few weeks, but I'm starting to get there again.
I wrote a short story.
I was wondering if you wanted to talk about that.
I haven't written anything creative in years, and it's not a great short story. Like, I think I still need to revise it, but I finished the story. And it was super nervous, whatever brain-racking work, but I'm glad with it.
Nikki,
and I should do more. Actually, it's just a diversion. It's quarantine short, so I'm trying to write a whole bunch of short stories about the quarantine. Yeah.
And Nikki also adds about
he has a new kitten,
getting a pet. Some people have been coping in that way. A lot have been getting plants.
Yeah, we're in the plant. I mean, like early quarantine was like Dalgona coffee, and then it went to sushi bakes, and now we're in plants. We're just freaking out. Everybody getting plants.
I was growing plants before plants became cool.
Yeah, but our plants are not like the plants they post on Instagram.
It's not expensive plants. I have trees in small containers. So, yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. Nikki says, I want to call it Oreo because it's black and white cat.
That's a classic. That's a classic pet name.
What else? I think games, people have been selling games. A lot of people are offloading. It's all these ways to generate cash.
Kind of sad. It's exciting to find games you want, but it's also kind of sad that people are selling off collections. Same thing with like Transformers. I'm seeing a lot of weird stuff cropping up. Yeah, and I don't know, and I think it's a good. I think our key learning so far in like this early October is that it's a really good time to reconnect with friends and talk to your friends more. and just be like, yeah, and just see where that goes. And then you may discover good things. It may help you cope with quarantine better.
You may find a renewed reason why your friends are awesome.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm getting that a lot with like our Friday night Baduy Pride streams, our after party online events.
After dark chats.
Yeah, I mean, and yeah, and you know, and I keep gushing about this, but then really like I'm just for like our key thing this was like we're super talking to Nico a lot more, and this is so weird. We've been friends for so long. We've been friends since before we were together. But I feel like we're only learning a lot of stuff now
about each other now. Yeah.
And then so same thing, like so now we're trying to do the same thing with like our other OBAR friends and other gaming friends, and just have more stuff. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, talk to your friends more, and even just one is to one. Like it might be interesting. You end up and you're gonna have a lot of dead air, a lot of looking at your own devices and stuff, but it may be a good experience. Joba says, Baduy Pride Live is such a nice thing I look forward to each week. But we're nearly daily. So you're missing out. But if you can only watch on Sundays, that's okay. We appreciate it.
And yes, Pico, we will look into having more guestings.
Pico wants Noel to guest again. I think you guys should just talk. Why don't you have a video call and like just talk?
You know? Mai says, thank you for keeping in touch. You are a big help. Well, we all also appreciate you out there.
It goes both ways.
Yes.
And then we appreciate everyone who joins these streams on a regular basis. I know it's mostly our circle of friends. It's not, we have a few recurring like people we don't know well. And we appreciate you dropping by. It would be nice. But I know like on the large part, it's a bunch of friends and it's super cool. Super helps.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Pico and Noel, you're on different platforms, so you just have to find a way to talk because the comments are just like super funny. That I can see you trying to talk to each other without seeing each other.
And yes, Nathan,
right. You revealed his identity. The illusion is gone, so we've no longer protected his privacy. Yeah. So again, this is like our little check-in episode. I know it's a little somber versus everything else.
Right.
Just a reminder that we're also taking quarantine very seriously. There's a lot of things we think about, and Toby and I talk through. And yeah, I hope this helps you find someone to talk through with it. Share it with us. Cool. Anything else?
I guess that's pretty much it. You know, it's really hard if you mentally just run through all the scenarios in your head and you don't have anyone to bounce it off with. So
I feel for you friends who are like living on their own.
Yes.
You know, but I feel like all the more you need to step out your comfort zone and like maybe reach out more.
Or worse, living with family, but you're not in good terms with your family.
So you're really like isolating in your room, and if you have a room.
You feel you're isolated, and then worse, you feel like they're judging you when they see you. So it's all the more you want to just lock away. So we hope that episodes like this at least help you connect and feel, you know, that there's more people you can reach out to.
Big hugs.
Hugs. And that was definitely more than 30 minutes. Thanks to technical issues, we did extend a bit, but we hope you still had fun, and we hope you will join us next time.
If you have questions or suggestions for future episodes, and apparently guestings that you want to happen, you need to have a theme topic for the guesting before you can invite a guest. So you may want to think about what reason will you contrive to get friends to join the episodes. You can follow us on Twitter, also we know Shay, RG Sunico.
You'll also check out our blog, that's baduypride.com. You'll see all the previous episodes and our sappy stuff.
Yeah, and hence more sappy stuff about our familia egg, so things like that. Okay, feel free to continue the conversation in the comments below. Continue talking to friends and you know, checking on each other and reaching out and making sure everybody's okay. We have to get through this together. We are our support networks.
We will keep doing this. We will keep this show going as long as we can, and hopefully we will someday celebrate a grand Baduy Pride eyeball.
Yeah, Toby, eyeball sounds so dated. Oh my god. Yeah, so be sure to subscribe to notifications, whether on Facebook or YouTube, so you don't miss our next live stream. Once again, I'm Rocky,
And I'm Toby.
and this is Baduy Pride. Have a great week. We love you all. Okay, bye.
Thanks for watching.